Hey everybody, Keith O'Brien here from South Florida with AuthenticNetworker.com. I'm sitting outside of Starbucks, as you can see, and just wanted to throw up a quick video blog on branding. You know, I was sitting here in Starbucks having a chai soy latte. Yeah, I know it's a little foo-foo, but I don't drink coffee anymore, so that's my drink. And sitting inside of one of the best branded companies in the world, globally. Starbucks is one of the best branded companies anywhere. And so I just wanted to take a couple of minutes and just talk a little bit about the power of a brand like this. Because actually, the president, CEO of Starbucks set out to make this the most recognizable brand in the world. You know, you think about that, he's taken on the likes of Coca-Cola and McDonald's, Nike globally. And I don't know if he's quite there yet, but he is pretty darn close. So let's talk about what makes a powerful brand, right? So first of all, taking a look at Starbucks and relating that back to how you build your business, whether it's online or offline, the first thing that you got to look at is really targeting your niche. So you look at the niche that Starbucks has targeted, and they started out years ago, and probably more than anything else, they made coffee for yuppies, right? So that kind of affluent, little extra cash, they took coffee from 50 cents a glass or cup to over $4, right? So my soy chai latte, is $4.52. Now that's crazy, right? $4.50. Who would have thought that we'd be paying that for coffee or tea, here in 2010? But we are, and we do it happily, right? So targeting your niche, really narrowing down and focusing in on the market you're going after. That's where they started. And what happened is that niche expanded, because as Starbucks started to get their hold in the marketplace, it spread outside of that niche to all the fringes, and people wanted to be part of that experience, and they got pulled into it, right? So maybe just folks that had a lot of extra cash flow bought Starbucks years ago. Obviously, it's not the case anymore, and people have to have their Starbucks, right? So targeting your niche, really getting clear about the market you're going after and going after it with reckless abandon. So the second thing is being absolutely proud of your niche. Be unapologetic for what you're marketing. You think about that, $5 coffee. That's 10 times the average of what it was, a few years ago. So 50 or 75 cents or a buck and a quarter, right? Who would have thought that a $5 coffee would sell, right? But Starbucks does it, and they do it proudly. They do it without apologizing, and they do it with a little swagger, right? And they know that what they're selling is much more than just coffee. They know that what they're selling is an entire experience. So we're going to talk about that in just a second, because that is the glue that holds all of this together, right? So really be bold. Once you set your marketplace, once you target in your niche, really be bold and unapologetic and just go after it, right? With a fashion that's all of your own, just like Starbucks, right? Third is make it easy for people to do business with you. Make it simple for your customers to do business with you. Now, if you go to New York City, you'll see a Starbucks on a northeast corner of a major intersection. You look across the street and you'll see a Starbucks on the southwest corner of some busy intersections. Now that's logically, you think about that, it's crazy, right? I mean, they're 200 feet from each other, and yet both of them will be packed because that intersection is so busy and people are walking in one direction on their way to work or to home or whatnot, that they will not cross the street in a busy intersection in New York in order to get a cup of coffee, right? But if it's on their way, boom, how long does it take to pop in, right? So make it easy for your customers to do business with you. Provide them lots of opportunities to either join your list, to join your company, to buy from you, to connect with you, right? And now in the world of social media, right, you should be you should be absolutely throwing your social media icons around everywhere you possibly can, and make sure all of your social media platforms are talking to each other. Make sure your YouTube showcases Facebook and Twitter, and LinkedIn if you use that. Make sure Facebook showcases the other ones. Make sure your blog showcases all of them. So absolutely make it easy for people to jump on with you and do business with you, connect with you in some way, right? Now the last is about creating an experience for your customer, right? Because Starbucks is not just about the coffee. Sure, it tastes good, right? It's super, super yummy, right? It's awesome. However, I just spent the last 3 hours at Starbucks working from here as kind of my second little office. Now, if Starbucks, I believe that if Starbucks was just a drive-through coffee place, there's no way that it would get market share the way it has. Absolutely no way. Because what they're selling is more than just coffee. What they're selling is a whole experience wrapped into a lifestyle around picking up coffee, right? And it's kind of this Starbucks experience. Comfy chairs, nice music, happy people, it's just fantastic. And there's an experience of that, kind of leisurely, coffee any time of day, take a load off and chill, connect to your wireless, use the internet, read a book, right? People watch. There's a whole experience to that is uniquely Starbucks. And that is as much a part of their brand as any. Hey everyone, back here now. This is Keith O'Brien. I had to switch locations because my battery on my camera died. So now back home, picking it up where we left off here on the branding conversation with Starbucks. And where we left off was about the experience, was about really creating that entire experience, that Starbucks experience. And so you leave any piece of that puzzle out, and it's a very, very different brand identity for Starbucks. And so what I want to do, I want to talk at this point really to the marketers online that are listening to this, and especially if you're in network marketing. Because in network marketing, we really work, what we're doing through all of the things, through product sales, through training, through development, through team and enrollment, all of it, at the end of the day, works to create a community. And that community experience, that belonging, that connection to other people is really what sustains our businesses long term. It's that community that has people be with Amway for 30 years, that make $300, $400, $500 a month, that go to every national convention every single year without fail, and they're making a couple $1,000s a year, right? And that doesn't happen without community, without connection, without real relationship. And so when you're thinking about crafting your brand and how you want to do it, whether it's online or offline, think about how to create that full experience for people. Think about how to create that entire brand identity, engaging into an experience that is uniquely you or your team. So I'm going to leave you with that. This is Keith O'Brien from theauthenticnetworker.com. To your massive success. Take care.